started this project about a year ago as a way to start thinking about what the transitions that are happening in the city. Most of our campaigns are related to buildings that have been here for a while, people that are being displaced, and organizing the people that are being displaced to kind of fight back. But we also were noticing that with the neighborhood changing, there were a lot of new people coming into this neighborhood, but also into the city, who just also, like me, I moved here almost 4 years ago, and there's a lot about the history that I just didn't know. And so we wanted to create this as a kind of a learning space. We call it community learning sessions, as a place for us to kind of get together, talk to each other, learn from each other, build relationships with each other, and kind of, just understand what's going on around us and how we are participating in it and what we can do to change it together.
I moved farther away from this neighborhood, but I still come to church here. But I moved farther away towards the one circle, and it's not the same because over there, it's the diversity is not there anymore, and the high rises are going up. And real estate agent trying to buy out the property where I live, and some people are selling out.
There were people of color around here. Like most of the houses, there were people of color, but they're all gone. And I noticed the people are not of color anymore, and it's so unfriendly. I feel like I don't even belong.
I was, like Mariam said, very conscious when I moved here that I was entering a city with a story and entering the stories of its residents. So, and I want to play a role in more equitable development. And I know that, like, the reason I came today is because I need to learn and listen.
I am worried that I will have to move out of my neighborhood, not because I want to, because the property taxes will be so high and I will be forced to sell my property. And that makes me so angry that if I cannot live in the neighborhood that I want to in the city, I would not stay in DC. I would be too angry to walk through the neighborhood and see that's where I used to live, and I can't live there anymore, not because I don't want to.
So we came today because Mount Vernon Plaza residents had received a 2 months notice of a $600 rent increase, and this had been going on for about a year. We first came to Bowser's office in July, and we were promised that they would follow through, see what was going on, maybe come up with legislation. We've consistently remained in communication with her office, but there has been no movement. In fact, we've been ignored.
Today we were supposed to be waiting for Muriel Bowser, and we were told that she would arrive by 1 o'clock and speak with us, and it never happened.
You see on this building there are a lot of people are even sitting from 11 o'clock until what? Right now is what time is now? Maybe it's about 5 o'clock. We have been sitting on here for this purpose. So we cannot live in the building without even getting this pass.
We want Muriel Bowser to help people with no voice. There are people that are being displaced. Landlords are illegally raising rent. Besides Section 8 and government assisted individuals in the city, there are people who live and work in the city that can't afford to live in the city. And with Muriel's platform, there should be some sort of legislation where people can live and work in the city, owning in the city, or renting in the city with fair housing without the threat of displacement or illegally being evicted.
My name is Alam Gebra Mariam. I live in Mount Vernon Plaza for 18 years. After 18 years, it increases my rent more than $600 something, and I can afford to pay $1,800 or $1,900 plus electric, and they forced me to leave by giving me 2 months note, not enough note. So I didn't have any choice, and I'm leaving. I got 3 days left, and I have 1 kid. I live with my son, and I don't know where I'm going to take my son or me, and they don't give me enough time. So that's why I'm coming here for help. And I've been coming 5-6 times. They never do anything, but I'm continue coming for help. So.
I mean, we are working. We're trying to to pay the rent. It's not like we don't want to pay, but it's like too much increase. Like somebody has to do something about it. It's like impossible for us to pay that amount of money.
For the past 10 years, OneDC has been fighting with the city. If you're going to let corporations come in to build, hire DC residents first.
What I found out about this Marriott Convention Center, Marquis, they received $200 million in subsidy. Not only that, they're building 2 more hotels right beside that one.
Our role was to recruit low income, specifically, that was in our agreement, low income, unemployed, underemployed citizens for this job training program.
It's been a long struggle. We waited, and it felt good to see that we could come back again compared to what we went through, the protests at the church. And, we went through a lot. And then I was the last one to leave the complex. Everybody was gone, but I was the last one, but I stuck to my guns.
Hi everybody, I'm Pat Gaston. This here that you see all around me is going to be my new home. We fought, we won our case and everything, and God has been good. We got a brand new building, high rise. We're fully equipped with the new state of the art.
Yeah, we had to go to meetings, protests. Every time we go to a meeting, they say the apartment's going to be ready, and it didn't be ready. Then next thing I know, I heard they sold it to a new place, new people. And I'm like, that's like keep putting us back and back. But I'm glad these new people got it, threw a holly at us and gave us a break. At least they're letting us back in because we've been waiting a long time.
OneDC, Berry Farm Study Circle, Empower DC, Fair Budget Coalition, OneDC, DC Working Families, Rock DC, DC Jobs with Justice, and Employment Justice Center.
I bought tissue because it brings me to tears that I should have to stand here before anybody and tell them what they need to do for people. That's right. Not just black people, all people. That's right. So everything that I've gotten in Shaw is not for me. And I've been in the same place in Shaw for 40 years. What is your position on combating the structural displacement of black DC residents? We want more than just talk. Talk is cheap.
And to be honest, I can't tell you when I'm doing this work with the Berry Farm Study Circle and I'm hanging up flyers, I run into first responders all the time who constantly tell me, they come and they look at the flyer, firemen, police officers, and they say, I can't afford to live in the District of Columbia. What will you do to ensure that full funding is provided to build and expand family-friendly public housing in the District of Columbia? Thank you.
We have spent every weekend in Southeast DC, in Berry Farm, Henson Ridge, Alabama Avenue, Stanton Road. Here's what we tell people. When they ask us who they should vote for, we say it doesn't matter who you vote for. What matters is that you're part of the people's campaign and that you're going to hold whoever wins accountable. And you're going to organize with us to take action to build a transformative DC that includes you and all the longtime DC residents.